Airbnb hosts, this is for you. Did you know there's a safety requirement that most hosts miss? One that's actually required in many counties across the US. Ignoring it could put your guests at risk and leave you with serious fines, insurance battles, or legal headaches. Sounds like a hassle, right? But don't click away just yet. This isn't as nearly as complicated as it sounds, and I've got a simple solution that will have you covered in minutes. Here's the twist. It's all about landlines.
Yeah. You might be thinking of those 90s relics, but I'm about to show you a
modern internet-based solution with phone service that's totally free. Yes, I thought the same thing at first. Why would I need one when everyone has a cell phone? But the more I looked into it, the more it actually made sense. What surprised me is that in many US counties, having a landline isn't just suggested, it's required if you own a short-term rental. It's part of getting your permit. And honestly, after managing multiple properties, I can tell you firsthand how valuable this little piece of tech can be. One of the biggest benefits is emergency accuracy. When someone calls 911 from a cell phone, their location can float around, sometimes by hundreds of feet or even across buildings if you're an apartment complex. But a landline? It sends responders to your property's exact registered address down to the floor or unit number. Consider this. An estimated 240 million calls are made to 911 in the US each year, with 80% or more coming from wireless devices. However, the location information from these mobile devices can be less precise, especially indoors. In contrast, landlines provide dispatchers with exact addresses, ensuring that emergency services reach the right location without delay. In emergencies, every second counts. For instance, during a cardiac arrest, every minute of delay in providing CPR and defib correlates with a 7 to 10% decrease in survival. The reliability and accuracy of landlines can make a critical difference in response times, potentially saving lives. And let's not forget, guests might not always have great cell service, especially in rural areas. A landline guarantees they can reach help instantly. It's a simple thing, but it solves a lot of problems. So, what's the best way to make this easy? That's where today's sponsor comes in, Ooma. Ooma provides a modern landline solution through their free internet-based home phone service, perfect for short-term rentals. It's easy to set up, guarantees that your property's address is registered and accurate with emergency services, and yes, you heard that right, phone service is absolutely free. Plus, with Ooma, you can manage everything online, from call forwarding to monitoring activity, all while staying compliant with local laws. And here's what really makes Ooma stand out for us Airbnb owners. It's their 911 alerts feature. While this might not be the most important feature for regular customers, for short-term rental hosts, it's an absolute game changer. Anytime someone dials 911 from your property, you can get an instant text or email notification. This means that even if your guest doesn't call you directly, you'll know immediately if there's an emergency at your property. Think about it. If there's a fire, medical situation, or security issue, you won't be left wondering what's happening. Ooma keeps you in the loop without relying on your guests to relay critical information. This proactive approach allows you to respond quickly, potentially preventing a situation from escalating. Whether it's coordinating with emergency services or following up with guests, you can act in real time, even if you're miles away. It's a small feature that makes a huge difference, giving you greater control and peace of mind as a host. And if you use the link below, you'll get $30 off your purchase. Trust me, it's worth it. After managing over a dozen properties across multiple states, I can't even count the number of times having Ooma's internet-based landline could have saved me from huge headaches. From intruders caught trying to break in to guests needing emergency help, a landline makes all the difference. If you're serious about protecting your property and your guests, adding Ooma is one of the best decisions you can make. And the best part? Installing it is super easy and straightforward. Ooma ships directly to you, and setup is as simple as connecting the device to your router and a phone. Most users are up and running in under 15 minutes. I installed one of the retro phones in my Alice in Wonderland theme Airbnb, and not only does it work perfectly, but it looks fantastic. It has a retro vibe and a great blend of function and style for guests. Now, whether you're a host who's already dealt with unexpected situations or just getting started, I want you to really think about three things, because this could save you a lot of time and trouble down the road. Number one, local laws and regulations. Do you know if your Airbnb actually requires a landline? You might be surprised how many counties across the US make this mandatory for short-term rental permits. And even if it's not required in your area yet, it most likely will be, because regulations change all the time. The best way to stay ahead, of course, is to check your local government's website. Don't just assume, make sure you're compliant and covered. Number two, potential scenarios. Think about the worst case scenarios that could happen at your property. What if a guest has a medical emergency and can't get cell service? Or maybe a guest misplaces their phone during a blackout. Ask yourself, where is my property located? Is the cell reception reliable? In remote or rural areas, Ooma's modern landline can mean the difference between quick help and dangerous delays. Number 3, easy implementation. Here's the good news. Adding a modern landline isn't complicated or expensive anymore. Ooma makes it incredibly easy. Even if you're thinking, do I really need this? If there's even a small chance it could help, it's definitely worth considering. Ooma's phone service is completely free, easy to set up, and ensures your property is fully compliant with emergency address registration. It's simple. With Ooma, you're not just following the rules, you're prioritizing guest safety. And that peace of mind, it's priceless. So, if you're ready to take the next step and make your Airbnb safer and more reliable, check out the link in the description below. You'll get $30 off your purchase, and trust me, it's one of the easiest decisions you can make for your rental. Thank you so much for watching, and if this video helped you out, give it a like and hit subscribe for more Airbnb hosting tips and strategies. I'll see you on the next one.